What's up, A to Z Sports Titan Game Day Live, the halftime show live from the rooftop at Acme Feed and Seed. And the Tennessee Titans have a shocking 21-13 lead over the playoff desperate Jacksonville Jaguars. Derrick Henry looks like a throwback version of himself. Tajay Spears, the perfect 1-2 punch behind the king. And Ryan Tannehill having a nice day so far in the Titans defense with 2 turnovers in the second quarter. Bad special teams there allows the Jags to get 3 late points. But my goodness, Jack, we've got a lot to discuss here on this Titan Game Day Live halftime show from the rooftop at Acme Feed and Seed. Before we officially get going, Jack, tell the people what they got to do.
Hey, everybody! Thrilling first half. There a lot going on. A lot of positives this time. The Titans yet again have a lead at halftime. We'll see if they can hold it. While you guys are filing in here, make sure to share the show if you're watching on Facebook. Share it to your Titans Facebook groups. I know there's a lot of activity in those right now. Probably some mixed emotions about this first half. You know, do you want to win? Do you want to tank? Everybody has their own opinion, but we want to hear all of y'all's. So share the show on Facebook. Turn your notifications on YouTube by tapping that bell icon at the top of your screen. And finally, if you're watching on Twitch, text that Twitch link around. Text it to your Titans. Text it to your family members, your relatives. Anybody who's watching this game needs to come in here and talk about it with us. Because, Austin, there's a lot to talk about.
There's a ton to talk about. So let's get going officially. Welcome into A to Z Sports Titan Game Day Live, the halftime show here from the rooftop at Acme Feed and Seed. Shout out to Spirited Hive and Ranch Water for their game day specials. Also, thanks to all of our great partners this Titan season, as this is the final halftime show of the year. X-Golf Nashville, the Mint Gaming Hall. We'll get to them in a second. BetMGM, the law offices of Amanda J. Gentry, Chim Chimney for all your chimney needs, Adventure Science Center, and Jarrett HVAC and Plumbing. And Jack, before we officially dive into the conversation, ring the bell because bingo was hit. Bingo is hit. Derrick Henry touchdown versus the Jags gives us a Titan bingo across the top. Levis touchdown, 3-touchdown game. Henry touchdown versus the Jags. Defensive touchdown, road victory, and DeAndre Hopkins touchdown all happen with a bingo for us, which means at some point this week there will be somebody who wins $200 from the Mint Gaming Hall right there in Southern Kentucky. So there we go, Jack. But man, Derrick Henry, it looks great. 70 yards rushing, a rushing touchdown. Vintage Derrick Henry in what could be the last game for him in two-tone blue, Jack.
Yeah, and we were talking about that before the game, and we tried to remember some of the great Titans before Derrick Henry and how they played in their last game at Nashville. And I told you during the game, I said, you know why we don't remember those farewell games? Is because they don't run for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's exactly what Derrick Henry is on pace to do. But I want to talk about this play calling today.
Okay.
What a master class Tim Kelly's put on. That opening drive, I think, was the best drive of the season. Very creative, used all his skill players, really catered to the strengths of these players. And we've seen a lot of runs that run after the catch from Chig today. Derrick Henry's been moving the offensive line. I see y'all's tweets. The most frustrating thing about today's game is that the offensive line finally looks good in the last week of the season.
Yeah.
They're pushing piles. They're moving bodies. It's a Titans offense that looks more than competent today. They look great.
Yeah, they do. And look, Andre Dillard's having a false start, and we know that a couple sacks or 1 sack given up right there on Ryan Tannehill at the end, a must-pass situation trying to get down there. And look, it's not perfect, right? Like, obviously, Zentner, the punter, dropping the snap would have kept 3 more points off the board for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But, I mean, this is – like, it's so confusing because the defense is playing well. There's tip passes that led to interceptions. Sean Murphy bunting, right spot, right time, gets a pick in this game too. They're getting some pressure on Trevor Lawrence. They're tackling well. They're stopping the run for the most part outside of ETN finding a couple creases there late in that half. Everything seems like it's going nicely. DeAndre Hopkins is making one-handed catches. Their Chig has shown up and he's breaking tackles.
Man, he looks good.
Why? Like, where has this been?
Tajay Spears has been electric today.
It's so confusing because if you could have done this the last 2.5 months, maybe this game is where you could win the AFC South, because for a while, for the whole month of December, it seemed like nobody wanted to step up and win the division.
No, and that's another frustrating part about this season is that it felt like it was out there for the taking, and the Titans just couldn't take a hold of it. But even in the Titans' worst season in a handful of years, they're going to show up and they've got a chance to knock Jacksonville out of the playoffs today. And even if you're pro tank, I know that there's a part deep inside of you, and maybe really deep inside of you, that loves to see Jacksonville fail today. It's win or go home. It's either win the division or go home and watch the playoffs on the couch next week. And the Titans are showing up, whether it's Derrick Henry's last game in Tennessee or not. They're playing with motivation today. They're playing inspired football. They look like they care in what can be a really hard game to get up for this late in the season for a team with nothing to play for.
Yeah, look, motivation comes in a bunch of different ways. We've heard Titans players talk about this the last few weeks, but DeAndre Hopkins is out there playing for some incentives as well. And I believe he is close. DeAndre Hopkins needs, how about this, Jack? DeAndre Hopkins needs 3 more catches and just 7 more yards to get $500,000.
I think he'll get there.
He should.
3 catches. I mean, they threw the ball to him the first play of the game, which is what you got to do. You got to get him in a rhythm early. I expect Tim Kelly to do that again. What makes a great offensive coordinator in this league is the scripted drives to start each half. What can you draw up to get your team down close to the red zone and then execute when you get there? Right. DeAndre Hopkins will help you in between the 20s, and then he'll even help you in the end zone. He needs a couple of touchdowns today to really make some money.
Yes.
So I expect him to be involved in the second half as well.
Yeah, if DeAndre Hopkins gets 2 touchdowns today, I believe that adds up to another $250,000 for a total of $750 on the line for D-Hop today. I want to get to this conversation here because I did see somebody comment, Jeff McGee says, you guys act like this game is no longer in doubt.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
In doubt for what though? Like, what is the goal here? And that's the conflicting, confusing aspect of this game. Because Jack, in our pregame show presented by our friends at X Golf, we talked about what's the most important storyline for this game. My most important storyline for today's game was how you can get the highest draft pick. My second most important was if you can win this game, you can kick the Jags out of the playoffs. And Jeff's saying you guys act like it's no longer in doubt. Oh, it's in doubt, but what are the consequences?
Yeah. And we've talked on and on week after week about how the Titans have blown 5 halftime leads this season.
Yep.
We know that there's still 30 minutes of football to be played, and just about anything under the sun can happen behind us across the river. This game is very much still hanging in the balance right now, and we're aware of that. Here's the thing, though. Before the show, we talked about the 2 scenarios to really jump to that 4th spot in the draft.
Yep.
Well, the consequence with winning this football game is minuscule.
What? Yeah.
Because even if you win, you don't get punished in the draft order unless the Jets also lose.
Exactly. The Jets have to win. The Titans win this game and the Jets win, which they're up 6-3 in the Snow Bowl against the Patriots. The Titans stick right there at number 7. You're absolutely right. So we talked about all that. But yeah, the game is very much up for grabs, as Jeff's point was. So, Jack, let's go ahead and ask that question. What is your confidence level in the Titans winning this game? What is your confidence level in the Titans winning this game up by 8 points? The Titans also get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So we got a couple minutes left here in our halftime show. So what is your confidence level on a 1 through 10 scale of the Titans winning this game up 8 points with the ball to start the second half? But first, I want to tell everybody, like the show, hit that thumbs up button. We got a big audience. It's been a juiced up Titans audience here on this halftime show after a sleepy, not really sure if I want to care or watch in the pregame, but hit that like button on Facebook and YouTube. That goes a long way for us and all of our partners here at Acme Feed and Seed with Spirited Hive and Ranch Water Specials. Jack, to the chat you go. What's everybody saying?
I love this question when they have a lead at halftime because Titans fans have been hurt before in this situation.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew on YouTube says 4. Ed says 1. Eldon says 4. Dylan Cole, 5.1. Kalen says he's at a full 10. These are the games that they win. The ones that they're not supposed to win, they show up and win.
Yes.
That could happen today. Rick says 0. He knows better than to go full 10 on us. Ramud says 6. Bork at a 7. Kaz and Jacob both at 6s as well. Jeff McGee on the wrong side of 5. He's at a 4 right now. Billy Jones is at a 6, joined by Brandon on YouTube. 6.5 from Daniel Perez. That dude says 0. 4.5 from Brandon. 6.5 from both Yannick and Brendan. Austin, I've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
I know not to go 8.
Okay.
I know not to go 9. but I am going to go 7.
All right.
This feels different. This Titans team looks different today. And, with everything that the Jags have to play for, I expect the Titans to really keep their foot on the gas. And for Titans fans, what a great glimpse this is into what Tim Kelly could be and his offense could be with the right protection. I mean, today has been, I called it a masterclass earlier. I'm going to use that word again. A masterclass on the offensive side of the football. Turnover Trevor showed up today, Austin. He turns it over when he takes big risks, which he likes to do, and it pays off. The big touchdown to Calvin Ridley. But turnover Trevor's back in the saddle today. I tweeted out that he's really just Blake Bortles with a good head of hair. And whether you disagree or not, look, the Titans still need to get to Trevor Lawrence, force one more turnover, and I'll really start to feel good about this.
Yeah. You say it feels different. It did until the botched punt. Right? Like, everything's going so great. And then your backup punter drops the punt. The Jags get 3 free points basically. And now you're like, all right, that was the very beginning of the fall off the cliff moment for the Titans. Keep it exciting and then let it crash and burn. So what was your answer again, 1 through 10?
I'm at a 7, a dangerous 7.
No, Jack. No. Bad. 3.5.
Oh.
3.5. The Titans are going to lose this game. The Titans don't score points in the second half. Somebody asked us on Twitter, when's the last time the Titans have scored 3 touchdowns in the first half? It was actually earlier this season when they were up 24 with 24 points in the first half against the Bengals with 21 points in the second quarter alone. They only got 3 points in the second half of that game. So I would expect the Titans to get to 30. They're at 21 now. 2 scores, 2 touchdown and a field goal gets them to 30 for the first time in over 2 calendar years. I don't think they do that. I think the Jags wake up. It's a 1-score game now at 8 points. I think the Jags wake up and say, ho. We have to make the playoffs. We have to win this game. And the Jags come out and win it. 3.5 confidence level for the Titans for me to win.
But they should have shown up with that mindset. You can't turn it on and turn it off right now.
Yeah, but look at what the Bucs are doing. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are doing the same thing with the Panthers, except the Panthers are worse than the Titans.
They're playing with their food.
The Bucs, all they have to do is beat the worst team in the NFL, the Panthers, and they win the NFC South. And they're up 6-0, and it's 10 minutes left in the third quarter. And the Panthers are kind of driving towards midfield. And so that's where I'm at. 3.5. You're right. Playing with their food. The Bucs and the Jags are playing with their food today. The Titans are way more explosive than the Panthers. That's why the Titans have an 8-point lead. The Panthers are still a goose egg. So that's how I feel.
I hear you. I hope I'm right. We were wrong about our score predictions because the Titans offense showed up with fireworks and blue smoke over there.
Yeah, blue smoke coming from the stadium after Derrick Henry touchdowns. And shout out Derrick Henry, 70 yards on 9 carries and a touchdown. Tajay Spears, 2 catches, 38 yards and a touchdown, plus 25 yards on the ground and a touchdown there. We are out of here. We'll be right back for the post-game show. Shout out to all of our partners in Spirited Hive and Ranch Water here at Acme. We'll see you guys for the post-game show. Appreciate it.